What if the ad you replied to wasn't for a job or a date, but a death sentence? What if someone used Craigslist to hunt, not for items, but for blood? She didn't want money. She wanted something far darker. This is the story of a digital predator known only as Elara and the men who vanished after meeting her. It started innocently enough. A man looking for extra cash, a woman offering quick work. The ad read, "Need help assembling furniture? Will pay cash, quiet apartment, must be discreet." He thought it was an easy gig, just one afternoon of work and he'd be back home before dinner. The woman on the other end sounded polite and professional. She gave him directions, said she lived alone, preferred privacy. The man replies. She responds. The meeting is set. He walks into the apartment. She offers water. He declines. She smiles. The door clicks shut. The man never leaves. Neighbors hear nothing. No struggle, no yelling, no broken furniture, just silence. It wasn't until 2 days later that anyone even noticed he was gone. His roommate called his phone, straight to voicemail. His employer assumed he'd flaked. Police were only notified after his sister filed a missing person report. There were no signs of forced entry, no struggle, no body, just an email chain and an address that turned up empty when police arrived. His digital trail ended there. GPS data stopped at her building. Surveillance footage outside the complex showed him entering, but none ever captured him leaving. No witnesses, no clues, nothing to suggest a crime had even been committed. No signs of a break-in, no blood, no body, just one man gone without a trace. This wasn't a first, nor would it be the last. And whoever Elara was, she was just getting started. Somewhere in that apartment, behind those locked doors, something unspeakable had taken place. And the evidence? Erased meticulously by someone who had done it before. The authorities never solved the case. For them, it became another cold file. But in the online forums, on the deep web, whispers began to grow louder. A pattern was forming, a signature, and the name attached to it, Elara. There is no birth certificate, no driver's license, no social security number. Elara is a phantom, but one that lingers in the darkest corners of the web. She doesn't appear in databases, her photo has never surfaced. And yet, people speak of her, whisper her name like an incantation. She appears in blog posts, creepypasta, Reddit threads, true crime podcasts that ask, what if she was real? Every version of the story shares key details. She uses Craigslist. She lures lonely men. They vanish without a trace. The ads are always generic. The emails, polite and professional. The photos, if any, are vague, blurry, sometimes lifted from old modeling sites. She targets a specific type, single, isolated, no close ties. Some theorize she changes her accent, her look, her persona, always staying one step ahead, always watching, waiting. Others believe she operates under different names, Anna, Liz, Morgan, but the details remain eerily consistent. An offer, a meeting, a disappearance. Some say she drinks blood, others believe she drains life energy. A few even claim to have escaped her grasp. A man on a conspiracy forum once posted a grainy photo, said it was her. The woman was smiling, standing in the background of a college graduation. But hours later, the post was deleted. The user's account vanished, and no one could trace the image again. The human mind is great at pattern recognition, but what if the pattern leads us to a monster hiding in plain sight? Elara is a symbol, a warning, the embodiment of what can go wrong when anonymity meets vulnerability. Whether she is real or myth, the fear she stirs is very, very real, because what she does isn't new. It's just better hidden. Elara isn't a new breed of monster. She's just a modern face for an ancient nightmare. Let's step back in time, 1912, Hungary. A tinsmith named Bela Kiss lives in the small village of Sinkota. Charming, handsome, successful. He places lonely hearts ads looking for a wife. Women respond, dozens of them. They travel from across the country. They meet him. They vanish. 2 years later, the world goes to war. Kiss is drafted. His home is left behind. Then a landlord checks on the house, finds sealed barrels in the yard, opens one. The smell hits first. Not gasoline, decay. Preserved in alcohol is the body of a woman, rope still around her neck. Police arrive, uncover more barrels, more bodies. Letters from 74 women are found inside. He seduced them, stole from them, killed them. All the victims had puncture marks. He had drained their blood. He became a legend, the vampire of Chinkota, and he was never caught. There were sightings, rumors, a man who matched his description seen in Paris, in New York, on a ship sailing to Brazil. But Bella Kiss had become a ghost, one that history never exorcised. Sound like anyone we know? Move ahead, 1985, Florida. John Brennan Crutchley, a successful engineer, a family man, government clearance, but at night, he stalked. A young hitchhiker vanishes, found alive, barely. Crutchley had restrained her, used syringes to drain her blood, drank it in front of her, told her he was a vampire. She escaped through a bathroom window. This wasn't fiction. This was a suburban nightmare. Crutchley was arrested, but many believe he was responsible for more. He died in prison, never confessed. Ilara may be myth, but she stands on the shoulders of real monsters. Their evil gives her shape, their crimes, her blueprint. And perhaps that's the most terrifying part. Monsters adapt, they learn, they evolve. Bella Kiss used newspapers, Crutchley used charm and opportunity. Ilara, she uses your inbox. So what drives someone to drink blood? Not metaphorically, literally it's called Renfield syndrome. A term coined as a joke but quickly adopted by psychologists, named after Dracula's insect-eating servant. This syndrome isn't officially in the DSM, but the pattern is consistent. It often begins in childhood, an accident, a nosebleed, a cut, and then a fascination with blood. Over time, it becomes a craving, first their own, then animals, eventually humans. It's not about the taste, it's about control, dominance. Blood becomes a symbol of power, life, energy. In extreme cases, it pairs with schizophrenia, hallucinations, delusions. Some believe they are immortal, that blood keeps them young. Ilara, if she existed, would be more than a killer. She would be a believer. Every act a ritual, every victim a source of strength. She wouldn't just kill, she would consume, and in doing so, erase them. Psychologists say that in rare documented cases, these individuals often feel a surge of godlike euphoria when consuming blood. It's not about gore, it's about transcendence. The victim isn't just a body, they're an offering. Some psychiatrists argue that this desire reflects a need to reverse trauma. Many people diagnosed with psychopathic or sociopathic disorders have experienced early abuse or abandonment. For them, blood becomes a metaphor, control over their own vulnerability. Ilara, if real, would likely have developed this behavior gradually, testing boundaries, escalating with each act. The Craigslist platform, a means to a dark, ritualistic end. Let's return to Craigslist. The real monster who walked through its pages, Ohio, Richard Beasley, the Craigslist killer. He posed as a preacher, posted job listings, offered hope, $300 a week, a trailer to live in, a fresh start. Men replied, desperate, alone. They traveled to a remote field, met Beasley, were shot, buried. He hunted men society had forgotten. Ralph Geiger, David Pauly, Timothy Kern. 3 names, 3 graves. A 4th man survived. Scott Davis. He escaped after being shot in the arm. His testimony unraveled the nightmare. Beasley was caught, sentenced to death. He didn't drink blood, but he used Craigslist the same way Ilara would, to isolate, to trap, to kill. His crimes remind us of how anonymous online spaces can become predator playgrounds. Craigslist was supposed to be a tool for connection, but in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon. And the scariest part? His victims willingly walked into the trap, just like Ilara's. Some internet sleuths believe there were more victims, that Beasley may have used different names or posted similar ads in neighboring states. Some reports surfaced of men who were never seen again after responding to farmhand ads. No proof, just shadows. It proves one terrifying truth. A digital ad can be deadlier than a bullet. Then there's David. Not a killer, not a victim, but the exception. A man who lived to tell the tale. He was selling a vintage camera. Ilara responded. Emails were professional, casual, interested. She invited him over. He arrived. The apartment was clean, too clean. No personal items, no clutter, no warmth. The curtains were drawn, heavy, black. The smell? Metallic, like pennies. They talked, but her questions grew personal, too personal. Do you live alone? Does anyone know you're here? David lied. He smiled. He stood. She blocked the door. Her voice changed. You can't leave. His instincts screamed. He pushed past. A sharp sting in his side. Pain. He ran. Didn't look back. At home, he lifted his shirt. 2 puncture wounds. Deep. Bruising. He went to police. They shrugged. No evidence, no crime. But the legend began, and David became its unwilling witness. Online, people dissected his story. Was he hallucinating? Was it staged? But those who knew him said he changed. He became reclusive, paranoid. He covered his windows, changed his phone, deleted his social media. When interviewed years later for a podcast, David said just one thing. It wasn't a woman. It was something wearing the shape of one. That interview? It was taken offline 48 hours later. The host said David requested it. What do we fear the most? The unknown. Ilara is that fear, wrapped in a woman's skin, given life by internet wires and human loneliness. She isn't real, but she could be. Because there are Bila Kisses in the world, John Crutchley's, Richard Beasley's, and every one of them had something in common: charm, opportunity, anonymity. The internet is a mask factory. Anyone can be anyone, even a monster. We trade trust for convenience, profiles for personality. Ilara isn't the villain. She's the warning. A whisper in your inbox, a chill when you knock on a stranger's door. A reminder that not everyone online is who they say they are. She reminds us that horror isn't confined to forests or alleys. It lives in studio apartments, in anonymous DMs, in small, polite emails that begin with, "Hi, I saw your ad." If this story chilled you to the bone, hit that like button and subscribe. We explore the dark edges of myth, murder, and mystery every week. Comment below, what's the creepiest online interaction you've ever had? Your story might be featured in our next episode. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and remember, not all predators live in the woods. Some live online. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for more gripping true crime breakdowns, mysteries, and criminal psychology stories, only on Twisted Case.